Good morning. Happy frickin' Monday. So we got an online order last night, which is great. Online retail is just not my area of expertise, which means that I have to put a lot more effort into it in order to like make it in person. I'm very personable and, I can explain things better. I've been working overtime and making tweaks overtime, and to have somebody I don't think has ever interacted with us before buy a catnip ravioli, I'm like, period, perfect. That is very lovely. I'm gonna pack their order. I'm gonna pack a Chewy wholesale order. I finally figured out, because we have so many stickers and a lot of them we like haven't really been able to print because it is expensive to print a wide variety of stickers like at a sticker manufacturer. But I was scrolling through because we're trying to be like, do we want to make a pattern of the month club? I think I really do want to do that. I think it'd be really fun, especially because like a lot of my stuff is animals, and I feel like it'd be really cute to do like an animal month, and then you get like a little factoid about that animal. But basically, I was following all of these girlies, and then they're like, here's how I make vinyl stickers at home. And they're like, you need this, this, and this. Like, you need an Epson printer, which is really great quality. And I'm like, I have that because I bought that at the beginning of the year, thinking I'd do my line of crochet kit packaging on there. But honestly, I tried for a very long time. It was just very hard. A lamination machine. Check, I have that. And a paper cutter, like one of like a Cricut type thing. And I have the Brother Scan and Cut. So I have everything that I need. And I tried printing out the sticker. Here, wait, this is just whatever. We need to order, because we use it for felt, for our little felt pieces. And so there was like some fuzz. And so we needed to get a new printer here. But like, hello? Like pretty good quality. I did cut it out by hand. So it does have that cut out by hand shape. Kind of banger. I'm not mad at it at all. So that's probably going to be what we're going to do moving forward. I'm meeting with Carrie later today from TPI. She is who prints a lot of my friends' stuff, and she makes Amy's belly bands, and being around them, I'm like, oh my god, those are better. Like, and also it's local, and so it's less, carbon footprint from shipping. And I think that just having somebody who knows what they're doing can just like tell me what's good and what's bad is so lovely, as opposed to going online and they kind of just give you what you want, and I'm like, no, but I don't know. I don't know if that's right. Like, and then you spend $500 just for it to be like, we're having some rips in the packaging, which is okay. Like, they're still really gorgeous, but I would just love to get them printed on a different paper, a little thicker. And then she pre-scores everything, which is also amazing. So, okay, we have therapy in like 5 minutes. And then I have to pack orders for Chewy and for our lovely new customer. Honestly, I didn't do any Instacart last week, and it felt so nice. I was just working on my business like the entire time. It's tough because like the reason I'm doing Instacart is because I need money to be alive. Shocking. If we can get some momentum here, I would love to not be breaking my body 24/7 and just, pouring as much into this cup as I possibly can. Snow part is going to come sooner than I expect, and I anticipate it's going to hit me over the head if I do not rest for it, because that is what happened last year. I don't know how many more organs I can lose. That's not sustainable. Snow part math is going well. We're almost there. There's just a couple more things that I need to like weigh out and whatever, and then we should have a skein count to place a wholesale order. I don't know how I'm gonna fit $1,500 of wholesale yarn in this office. I'm not gonna lie to you. We do have a storage unit, which I don't think I've taken you guys to yet. We have a storage unit, so that is always a good backup. And that's rock and roll from there. We have 2 holiday versions of the dog bow that I want to measure out, so we can know how much yarn we need for the big wholesale order that I'm gonna place. Okay, I'm gonna go to therapy. BRB. So we did this thing with Chewy where we sent out a bunch of product in exchange for reviews, just to kind of like get, if it's a new product, people aren't gonna necessarily purchase it the same way that they would if there's like no reviews versus if there is reviews. And we got our first 3 reviews back. Somebody left the sweetest freaking review with their cat literally like sleeping with it. Oh, Both my cat and I absolutely enjoyed this process. My boy could not wait for me to finish my product. I have never crocheted before. I was able to easily follow the tutorial online. It took me about 3 days to finish the project. I love that all products needed were provided. The catnip is definitely a good brand. That's for sure. It is locked in a dark plastic bag because the catnip that we got was so fragrant that it was like making me sneeze in my own office. So it is locked away in a plastic trash bag that we have to knot, and that's the only way the smell doesn't get through. My baby could not wait to play and has been sleeping with this ravioli every day. Not only would I recommend, but I buy more in the future. And it's just this photo of this little black cat, this little baby having a little sleep with it. Ugh. It just makes me so happy. Like, people that I've never met before are like, this is cool. This rocks. Isn't that fun? I think it's so fun. I mean, because I know that I create great stuff. And also, feedback is scarce sometimes. So when someone writes like such a detailed, lovely review, it genuinely makes me want to cry. So we are redoing these stamps. So we have a Packed by Avery, Packed by Mel. We have those for all of our Learn to Crochet kits. They go on the side of the box. They smear and they're really hard to get like actually on unless you stamp them before, and then that makes it really hard to actually pack the boxes without touching or messing it up in some way. So we are using our handy dandy thermal printer and we're just going to redo those. If I see a problem, I will be fixing it. And that is why I have so much control on kind of my fingers in every little piece of my business. I would just want to make sure that everything is very nice when it arrives at someone's door. And that means that we're taking everything into consideration. I don't want it to be smeared. I don't want it to be smudged. I don't want it to be double stamped. I don't want it, whatever. Like, so we are just going to go ham and redo these into thermal stickers and then put the thermal stickers on. I've Packed by Avery. Fabulous. So I'm going to print these out for the Learn to Crochet kits that it's time to pack. Sweating in the office. I forgot to turn on the AC. Chewy order packed. We have our new customer order packed. I also have a package for my mom that's going out as well. And then it's time to run to TPI and then get Carrie to like measure the box and talk about, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Hopefully get some more sturdy packaging moving forward. Again, what we have is fine. I just want to always be improving all that kind of good stuff. So, tee. Okay, I went and visited Carrie at TPI. She's lovely. Sent over a invoice and everything looks great. So we're gonna move forward with her. And then it's simply been math with Avery for the last however long. This is the third week that I'm talking about how I don't want to do this. So I've gotten to all of the projections that we have for Snowport. And then we're taking that and we're going, okay, so based on those projections, how many grams of yarn do we need of each color? So I'm doing this for about 30 different things. So like all of my plushies have a different kind of yarn and they have an individual gram weight for that. And then all of my kits also have a different gram weight of yarn for each kit and different colors of those yarns. And it's looking like right now, so I have this whole yarn wall here. So I'm going to do inventory. That's my next step after this, but don't worry about that for right now. I'm going to need 152 skeins of the chenille, which should bring me out to $757.53. We also have about 368 skeins of the worsted yarn for our kits, and that's going to be about $1,284.32. They did let me know, I asked earlier in the year about wholesale pricing, and they said, yes, but the order minimum is 1,500. And I said back then, like, that's not what we're doing right now, but I'll probably contact you later in the year. And surprise, surprise, it's later in the year, and I'm probably going to need to increase, because it's 1,500 wholesale, which is usually half of the price of that. So I'm at about $2,000 retail. So I'm gonna need to increase. Where the fuck am I gonna fit all of this is such a great question. Here's the thing, the catnip ravioli is in Uncommon Goods. The catnip ravioli is in Chewy. I don't know, I'm so grateful that I have a storage unit for moments like this, because I do feel like I'm gonna throw up a little bit looking at my space around me and how much yarn I have. I also have a friend that is dropping off yarn that they're getting rid of. They're, stopping their crochet business. So I'm gonna have a big delivery of yarn from them. Spare yarn needs to go to scrunchies and pop fidgets. We need about 1,000 pop fidgets for this year. So we have these numbers. I think we might need some time to process spending $1,500 on yarn, which, maybe this will be a flash forward to next year and I'll be like, oh my god, I only spent $1,500 on yarn last year. Yeah, that might be where we leave it for like my own emotional state at the moment, but I did it. Wow. I did the thing I was avoiding doing for so long. One of the things I love avoiding things is the hard part. Snowboard's like very scary. It was so worth it last year, and I'm doing it this year because it was so worth it last year. And also the amount of money that you have to spend. We are in 3 months to opening day, and I'm starting to feel the pressure cooker lid like lock in. Like, okay, we just kind of have to be in the space of we're not spending a ton of money because I don't have a lot to spare. I still am hiring people to help me make product because I cannot make that much product all by myself. And so we're kind of just sitting down and locking in. And it's just kind of like a coming to terms with that. Be in this period of heat, and then Snowport will of course be really stressful, and then there will be a huge payoff at the end. And so it's like kind of like visualizing my life in January and being like, how can I move forward with grace and peace and, an acknowledgement that the hard part is starting. And I think that's part of maybe me taking a step back from Instacart, is because it's time. This is me and my little baby Rue. We are going to sign off for the night because it's 6:25 and I still have to watch House of the Dragon. Legally, I don't make the rules. Some of those net 90 payout days are going to start kicking in when you do wholesale with a lot of larger companies. They'll ask for what's called net 90, which is they pay you out 90 days from you actually. I believe it's either sometimes for some companies it's when they ship the product, and for some companies it's when they receive the product. So you don't get to see that money for a while. We should start seeing that for those first couple payouts come in. I will see you in the next clip. Ooh, can I do a transition? Good morning. So I've spent the morning making some fidgets. I made the base of the fidgets yesterday, and then I was just like weaving the ends today. This morning I used like 2 skeins. So working through that, we need about 1,000 fidgets, and we're probably like 10% of the way there. Although Mel is stellar at this, so it's one of the things that I probably should leave alone. But I also got the idea that I should do it. So excuse my camera. So that's what we did this morning. I am going to head off to the storage unit we're gonna pop back like really quick to go to the office, and then honestly, like, I'm just gonna keep working here for the rest of the day. I am choosing, with all of this like net 90 stuff that's going to be coming in the next little bit, I am choosing to step into my business right now. If I need money, it's always there for me. Instacart, can always help me out. But I think we're at the point, we got 3 months till Snowport, and it's time to start cranking. So many different things that we need to do. The summer is always the slow season for a lot of businesses. Summer is the slow season. And then when it comes around holiday time, things really pick up. So I am entering that season. I'm very excited. But yeah, so we got most of those numbers done for Snowport. I have 2 plushie ideas that I want to go through. I also have some exclusive stuff that I'm making for Fluff Festival. So I need to do that. Stuff just gets pushed off your plate, and you really have to like work to prioritize all of that. Mel is off this week. They are hanging out with family. I have like 150 fidgets packed in the bag. We're going to bring that bag back to the storage unit. I'm definitely sunburned. That's for sure. If you can tell by my hairline. Definitely sunburned. I don't know, it feels nice to like actually get outside. I also did have, this is, purple jade, which I don't know if that's this thing or not. Whatever. I like purple. So it was a purple bracelet, and then my green jade bracelet cracked. And so I have to wrap that in a little red cloth and deliver it back. That's what they say. I don't know. There's a hole in my sock. Welcome. We have all of our plushies in different boxes here. That is all stuff that we have to bring to the hospital. We're doing a dono run sometime soon. Some more plushies. Our lovely Gashapong. We have our lovely Star Market bag. I think we're gonna go for right now. I installed these lights over here just because I cannot see because there's no lights in the back of this, because I think it used to be here. So like there's space in there, or there's light in there, but there's no light up on the side. Okay. My lord. It is hot out there, and I'm so happy to be home where there's AC. Time to get a lot of these lovely fidgets with their keychains on and into the bag. I think we have, what's my count, 110 so far? So we need about 1,000, so that's more than 10% of the way there. Come on. Come on. Okay. Happy 507. I've been crocheting all day, which I cannot remember the last time I did that. Feels good to get back in the swing of things, hang out with my cat, all that kind of stuff. But I have admin stuff that I have to get done today, because I am not just a crocheter. I also own and run a business, and I have to get these tasks done. List of things to do. I have to message Cecilia about a trial. We time test all of our prospective crocheters to make sure they're fast enough to kind of be in the ballpark. Obviously, if you're newer to crochet, or if you just don't have as many hours put into it, it's going to be slower. Our rates are based on how many you can do in an hour. So we could pay everybody $27 an hour, at least around that age. If you're a little bit around that rate, we do pay on a per piece basis, but it is all based on $27 an hour, and we time test everybody to make sure that they're at least in that ballpark. I've had people who are twice as slow as I am, say that, they don't care, whatever. It's not, I don't I don't appreciate it. I don't feel good if I'm not paying somebody a fair wage. And I understand some people say that it's different, whatever. I just like to keep in the ballpark range. Like if they're a minute faster, or like if they're a minute faster, great, they get paid more per hour. If they're a minute slower, okay, as you do the pattern, you're probably gonna get up to speed on that one. So, time test her. I have to chat with Melissa, or at least send her a message. I have to poke Eurofins on flammability requirement. And that report. Because I can't send off to Pennsylvania before I have that, and we need to get that ball rolling because it's 3 months before, so we have to get our shit together on that. I have to message Trident and Posh Pitches. I visited those 2 stores over the weekend and got their information, so now I just have to write out a pitch list for them, or like a pitch for both of them. I know that they're on Fair, and I know that my friend is in 2 of their stores, so hopefully, you know, those will be easier sells. We're also now a Fair Top shop, so I really need to put a bunch of effort into making more pushes, because this will be like, this is kind of this 3-month window. I really want to push our sales. Now that we have that Top shop mark, yeah, I really want to push our sales. I want to make sure that we get to utilize that as much as possible, because every time somebody gets our product, it's really amazing. It's just the first time is always the hardest. Got that Chewy order sent out. So that should be good. I have to follow up with them on the new products. I filled out a form and I just need to kind of poke them because there wasn't a place for me to submit it. Packages picked up, that's very good. I have 2 packages that were going off, or 3 actually, to USPS. Carrie, it's all of the like admin stuff. I can sit around and be creative all day. That is my favorite thing to do, and admin sometimes requires a little bit more discipline from me. Some of this stuff is small though. It's just like emailing or following up with emails. I just want to make sure that it doesn't just completely like fall into the gutter. I've had a couple times where I'm just like not checking my email, or because I'll usually leave whatever I need to leave unread. And then I'll have times where it's like weeks and weeks and weeks and I still haven't dealt with the unread message. So it's probably just ironing out that stuff. A lot of times it's just poking people and just being like, hey, and genuinely I appreciate those emails so much too, when it's, that's why the importance of following up is really big. I got distracted because Mel just posted their engagement photos and they're so stinking cute and they're so adorable. And so of course I got sucked into looking at this. I am locked in, except for this photo of my friend and their baby. That is so cute. Okay, this reminds me of that amazing woman on TikTok who just does like all of the tasks I've been avoiding. And then like how long they actually take, of like how long sending an email actually takes, how long. I sent 4 emails and it's 5:34. Guys, to get all of the easy I love getting all the easy things done. Pitching is always a mental block for me, so let's do that. Hello, Mr. Roscoe. Hello, Mr. Roscoe. With your little ginger belly, coochie, 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 coochie. Okay, so I think wholesale emails are always hard for me because I overthink them. I think they're really important, obviously, and so I just put a lot of like emphasis on them, and then it just puts me in a state of paralysis. I finally, I think, got a template that will be good moving forward. I say that every time, and then every time I change it, so we'll see how long this template lasts, but we sent out 3 wholesale emails, which is great. If anybody owns a shop and would like to have us in your shop, it would be my pleasure, my dear. But yeah, so we did that. And the last thing on our list is to resize some files, which, excuse me, out of all the stuff that we had to do, not that bad. And honestly, look at us go. Okay, so that is everything on my list. I reformatted the documents for the new belly bands. We have a new manufacturer. She's amazing. And we're also saving some money, which is great. And it's local, so I can go pick it up. Speed's a lot quicker. I don't really have to wait for a month now. So it's easier for us to pump out those kits on a more efficient basis. But that is very good. So we have that done. We got all the wholesale emails together. We gave a thanks to Good and Gather for being such a baller. We followed up on a bunch of things. Guys, we killed it. We absolutely killed it. It is 6:46 and I'm gonna sign off for the day and go play restaurants. But I've had a lovely day with this lazy boy. Oh, you good lazy boy. Are you a good lazy boy? This is a good ginger belly boy. Hello from the office. We have some new additions. We have a couple of new additions, which are my friend. She used to have a crochet business and then she's stepping away from it. And her ex got so much yarn at Joann's when they closed out, and then kind of, so I have 9 trash bags full of plush yarn now. To sneeze. But I have 9 trash bags full of plush yarn. I think we'll be using these for patterns and we'll be using these for fidgets. I'm still, basically I'm going to sort through it, and the stuff that I don't feel we would use, I'm going to donate to the Creative Reuse Center in Rhode Island. They're super cool. It's on Sims Avenue if you guys have not been. Big, like, buckets and bins of everything you could ever want. They have beads, they have shells, they have yarn, they have sewing patterns, they have post-it notes, they have sticky note, they have like anything, printer paper, anything you could possibly think about crafting, reusing, any of that kind of stuff. It's a really cool spot. So anything, we've donated kits before to them, like old kits. I will be donating some more yarn, and then I will be doing a general purge of this area. But I think today might be a sticker day. But I have all of our stuff, our stickers that are here. I'm really excited to try that. I think it's gonna be so fun, and I think figuring that out will be like such a lovely piece to get figured out today. This yarn's crazy though. This is a crazy amount of yarn. And like, she told me that and I expected it. And then also sometimes you look at it and you go, damn. Yeah, no, you were so right, babe. Diva, you were so right. That is a crazy amount of yarn. Also, my Dunkin's bad today, but it's a drinkable bad. So we will be drinking it. Shocker. I just like every time I'm leaving my house and I like have the choice of either making myself a second espresso drink or getting Dunkin', I'm like, oh, I'll just get Dunkin'. And then I do it and I'm like, I mean, this one was free because I had rewards points, so it was free, but yeah, it's still disgusting. So first, I do have all of this paper down here. So I got to sit and yap with her for a little bit, and I was just folding the base of our tissue paper. Now our tissue paper needs to be cut like down to size. So that will be what I am doing for a little bit as my intro, clearing off everything. There is a purge in my future. I don't know if that's today or not, but we'll see where the day takes us. So basically the cleaning got me a little off track, but I think it was in a good way. I think I've been needing to clean out my space for a little bit. So I moved from a much larger space that I was in, I think it was about 2 years ago now. Or no, about a year and some change. 2 lease cycles ago. But I moved from there, and my business was in a very different spot when I was at that space, and so I was kind of just taking whatever I could get. Joann's is still open, but it was closing, and I think that's what a lot of this was that scarcity mindset of like, Joann's is closing, we have to buy everything that's there. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, instead of, I just chose to take my business in a different direction and work with a different supplier. Yeah, it was a very emotional day. Getting a crumb of what my friend has been living through for 8 months is definitely humbling, I'll tell you that. 2 of our old guard, they did the most work for us last year, and they're coming back, which is so incredibly lovely. I can't wait to work with them again. They did such an amazing job, and we're gonna try and like find some kind of a rhythm around here. And then didn't film it all yesterday because I was just editing film all day. I don't know, it's been a quiet week. I think that, a lot of the feedback that I've got from myself and from a couple of like because I'm trying to lean more into like tarot and spirituality as something to ground me. Every response when I've asked a question is, stop working so hard and you're going to burn yourself out. And that is also something that my therapist has echoed, over and over again. My partner has echoed, a lot of people in my life. So I worked myself to failure last year. And it's hard coming from the idea of, if you work hard and dedicate yourself to something, then all the riches in the world. I think hard work is incredibly valuable. I don't think hard work is rewarded maybe in the same way that it used to be. It could be just, me, but there wasn't ever that alternate side of the coin showed to me of, sometimes you work so hard that you hurt yourself. There has to be balance. Like, it was always just work until you feel like you're gonna collapse, and then if you did that, then it's a good day or whatever. And if you do that, then the follow through is that, you'll be able to live comfortably and you'll do it. And just kind of growing up and being in the States for as long as I have, and with my eyes open, it's just like, that is not the case. Working hard is very important. Valuing your time is very important. And working for things that you care about is really important. Maybe working yourself to death, doing Instacart and feeling like you're almost going to pass out. We're just in a little time of reflection, and starting to sit back and lean into, I only have so many hours in the day. We know from last year, hard work is not smart work. I just want to lean into, how can I make things easier? How can I live an easier life? Because I don't want anything crazy. I just want to be able to survive. And that is the case for so many folks, right now, is that those basics are so hard to cover. I hope y'all have an amazing week. I know I'm posting these on Sundays now, so I hope y'all have an amazing week. And I'll see you soon. Bye.